Hello, I'm Bernard Norcott-Mahany. I work at the Bluford branch of the Kansas City Public Library. April is National Poetry Month, and for April 2022, I am reading poems of Horace. Horace was a famous Roman lyric poet, and I'm going to be reading things throughout this month from his first three books of odes. Those three books were published as a single unit in 23 BCE. I'm using the translation by David Ferry. Today's poem is poem 33 from Book 1. It's the attribution here, the title given by David Ferry is to Albius Tibullus. Now, Tibullus, if this is Albius Tibullus, Tibullus was a famous elegiac poet. He wrote love elegies. Elegiac poetry is different from lyric poetry. It has a specific metrical pattern that is different than the lyric meters. So there's a different sound to it. And elegiac poems were used for elegies. Someone dies and you compose an elegy for them. But it also then came to be used for love songs because of the sadness involved in love. So basically, if you love elegy that Tibullus and a guy named Propertius and Ovid wrote, might be considered the ancient Roman blues, right? My baby done left me type thing. So this poem only mentions the name Albius. There could be someone else besides Tibullus who has the name Albius. So is this Tibullus? We don't know. But it's a poem of condolence of sorts by Horace to the person he's singing to. And I think it could very well be Tibullus because a woman named Glycera, and that name Glycera suggests slipperiness. It's probably the name used for a courtesan, but that she has now turned her attention to some young man and not Tibullus. Tibullus would also have been fairly young, so this presumably would be someone in their 20s instead of like in their 30s. But whatever the story is, this is a common theme for Horace. He's an old veteran in the love wars, and so here he's offering condolences to a friend who has lost his lady love that he couldn't live without. So, this is a poem 33 of Book 1 of the Odes to Albius Tibullus. Albius, don't feel so sorry for yourself, going on the way you do with your love-long love songs just because Glycera has fallen for someone younger than you. Lycoris of the beautiful forehead burns with love for Cyrus, and Cyrus burns with love for Folloe, but a doe is just about as likely to mate with a wolf as Folloe with them. It is the will of Venus, who has a lot of fun with the cruel joke of putting like and unlike together in the same brazen yoke. Thus I, although a better finds me the object of her unrequited passion, find I'm bound by passion to a slave-born Myrtale, a woman stormier than the stormy waters off the wild Calabrian shore. So, according to Horace, this is the way love works. You're in love with someone who's unattainable, and someone who loves you, you don't notice. And so you're unattainable to them, and this is the game that Venus plays. So, in other words, buck up, Tibullus. This is the way things are. So that was poem 33 from Book 1 of the Odes to Albius Tibullus.